Broadcasting live from the Vegas Video Network studios, just steps from the Las Vegas Strip, it's Talktails! And now our host, she's our very own kaleidoscope of talent. What? It's Kelly Clinton!
Hello, welcome to Talktails on the Vegas Video Network. I am not the Green Fairy, but I am Kelly Clinton-Holmes. Thank you for being, oh, thank you, Dad. Wait a minute, my dad passed away in 1976. This is unbelievable. The power of the fairy. Now, once again, I have to tell you, not the fairy, I meant, wait a minute, the Green Fairy, I meant. The fairy. Anyway, that's next week. No. Now I have to explain that. Listen, I'm a little off kilter because I'm so excited about our guests today. And once again, the studio, the live audience is getting bigger and bigger. Whenever I have like a beautiful girl on the show, it's like we advertise on Facebook and we tell everybody, and then the people come. But so now I'm going to have to work on, when we have a male guest, having some girls go crazy and come. Today, last week we had Coco Austin, and I had arthritis, right here. But anyway, and this week we have a beautiful lady from the show Absinthe at Caesars. She is a burlesque star. She is a sexy, sultry siren. She is the Green Fairy from Absinthe. She is Melody Sweets, and she's here today. Singer, actress, gorgeous, everything. I wore green in her honor. But before we meet Melody today, I want you to say hello to our Talktails Orchestra. He is right over there. This is Kenny Davidson. Yeah. Where's your green bow tie, Kenny?
If I had known, I would have worn a green bow tie. I didn't get the memo.
You didn't know. But
no.
We forgot. We're going to call Kenny from now on. Well, we'll call him Kenny, but we'll say also known as Bow Tie Daddy. Yeah, baby. Look at nothing but trouble, baby.
I like it.
What's up? Okay, also, speaking of trouble, our producer and creator of the Vegas Video Network is back on US land, I should say. He just traveled the world. Hi, Scott Whitney. Everyone say hello to Scott Whitney.
Hello.
Welcome home.
Kelly.
Welcome back to the US.
I want to be Bow Tie Daddy.
You're drinking again, aren't you?
I like it.
So you went to Europe. You went to exactly where?
I went to London. I had a gig there, did some video work there.
Broke a toe?
Broke a toe. Because that's the rules in the UK. You go, you break a toe.
Was there any of what he pushes this honey jack beverage here.
Actually, I had a multiple choice question on Facebook. What was the beverage I was drinking when I broke my toe?
Yes.
3 of them was tea, Captain and Diet, or Honey Jack. And the answer was tea.
Is that true, Scott?
Yeah, disappointing, isn't it?
It was, but it was a dancing accident, right?
It was sort of. Somebody called my name, and I spun around, as I'm wont to do.
Yes.
And I kicked the base of a catch-scratch pole.
Sure, I know what that is.
Yeah, it's a song, Ted Nugent. Woo!
Oh, catch.
And I kicked it, and I saw stars, and I cried like a little girl.
Oh, and you're not wearing the boot. I have experience in the broken foot area, and I had to wear a boot, and you're not wearing a boot.
Well, I wore the boot on the way home, on the plane home, so people would stay the hell away from me.
You get sympathy.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
exactly
listen.
Right.
I know that you'll be proud of me because I got to tell you about. I think this was just from Friday to Saturday to Sunday. Can I tell you really quickly?
Yes.
What happened Friday night? I did what you've been asking me to do. I drank.
A nude show?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, ow, that hurt. Oh, did you say a nude show or a news show?
Nude.
Oh, I thought he just said, I dream she does a nude show, not mine.
No.
Okay. All right, see my self-confidence? Anyway, so Friday night, this is what happened. We went to celebrate our friend Maria Petlikova Henderson, who is her birthday. She's an absolutely beautiful girl, supermodel. And we had lots of friends over there. Robin Leach was over there and said kind words about you, Scott.
Oh, that'll change.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had the wine, lots of the wine.
Nice.
Then the next day we had to get up early and be completely opposite at our 10-year-old granddaughter's birthday party. So we were, we were all dried out like shrunken raisins.
Did you have a hangover?
A little teeny bit, but anyway, it was really good wine, so it wasn't bad. Anyway, then we had to go. It was Black History Week. It was there was a celebration going on, so naturally they called me. No, my husband Clint went and he sang a song. Then we went to our friend Norm Johnson, who's been a publicist in town for many years. He used to represent Robert Goulet and every celebrity in the world.
Right.
He's 80 years old. Yeah. Happy birthday, Norm Johnson. Yeah. And that was at the Railroad Pass. Have you ever been to the Railroad Pass?
No.
Well, let me tell you more about it.
Okay, please do.
It's on your way out of town like you're going to law.
What have you been drinking, by the way? Because you're zipping through this. This is
I'm just
exciting.
telling you, it's been a crazy weekend. So we go there, which is the opposite direction of where we were going, which was L.A. So we get on the freeway and we take this and that. We get lost because that's what we do. And then we go to L.A. Why?
Why?
Because we were going to see Frank Wildhorn, who I'm sure you all know. He wrote "This Is the Moment." And what's the song that Clint sang in this? Where do broken hearts go? Anyway, but way better than that, whoever sang that. But so, he Jekyll and Hyde, the musical. Have any of you seen Jekyll and Hyde? Beautiful. They're doing their new revised version. And they did it at the Pantages Theater in L.A. So we drive there. We see our friends before that. We go to the show. Would you like me to recreate the show? You know what? It's basically The Nutty Professor.
Would I?
Have you know The Nutty Professor?
I'm aware of it.
You know where
I saw it on Disney.
That's where the one with Jerry Lewis in the beginning, where he's this nerdy guy and he actually I created a potion and then I put the hydrocortisone in the sulfasalicic pridnohydrocorn into the palladium of the chondrochoid into the perception of the.
Kelly, sometimes I just want to give you a big hug. I'm so worried about you.
That's the story. It's about a scientist who's trying to change the world by learning more about the brain. And no comments. And then he drinks the magic potion, which I believe is called Honey Jack.
I like it already.
And he changes into someone else. Well, there's this beautiful girl there, and she's singing a song in this musical. Someone like you. How's it go?
Someone like
You meets someone like me, then suddenly. And then he sings, "This is the moment. This is," and then he drinks the Honey Jack. And then he kills the people. Anyway, it was just lovely. And
Sounds like a good show.
It's going to Broadway.
Reminds me of my first wife.
Anyway, it was just a very exciting weekend. And of course, I come home and I get to interview this beautiful lady who's coming right up. She has a brand new CD out called Burlesque in Black. She is gorgeous and she'll be with us right after this on Talktails. Melody Sweets coming right up after this.
3, 2, 1. Well, I need to come up with something funny to say. 3, 2, 1. Wow. But the co-host. Really, I have to say watching. Well,
That's how you do it. You
really?
watch. There
okay.
you go.
I got it.
We are the Odds Couple.
Hi, my name is Scott Pritchard.
And I am Anthony Padilla.
You're watching the Vegas Video Network.
You are.
You are. We are too.
To Talktails. Today we have a real burlesque star with us. She's also a singer, a songwriter, a producer, a director. She's in the show here in Vegas called Absinthe. She's amazing. Say hello to Melody Sweet. Uh-oh, Melody, I forgot to mention that you were supposed to wear clothes. This is not Absinthe the show.
Oh, shit.
I'll
put them on.
Put something on quickly.
I was wondering why it was so cold in here. Okay, I have some, I promise.
Hi, Melody. Absolutely perfect. She dresses fast. Welcome to
I'm a
Talktails.
professional dresser and undresser.
Yes, that's your gig. That's your
my gig.
thing. So in the show Absinthe, you are the sultry siren. You're the only vocalist in the show,
Yes,
correct?
I definitely prefer it that way.
And you are the yeah, I know, I love that. Don't you love that? You're the green fairy.
Yes.
Right? So now this is a character in the show. That isn't your persona as a burlesque star.
No.
Right? It's for this show.
It's specifically for Absinthe. In Absinthe folklore, supposedly when you drink absinthe, the green fairy appears because you go a little crazy.
Right.
Just like you do when you see the show Absinthe, you go a little crazy. And
so it's like a potion. The absinthe means like it's an alcohol, right?
It's an alcohol, yes.
Is it actually green?
It is actually
It is.
green. And I think when you make it properly, and it's real absinthe, it actually turns milky white.
Ooh.
Before you drink it, yes.
Okay, so it's kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Yes,
right?
it definitely changes.
Where they drink this and all of they're just free and crazy and wild. So you are kind of like the person who kind of delivers this.
Free and crazy.
Yeah, and you make them take all their guard goes down as you take your clothes off for the show. Oh, okay, if they haven't seen the show, like our guest last week too, you enter from way up high in the beginning of the show.
It's so much fun. It's terrifying, but it's so much fun. It's great because I enter from the sky. I fly down as a fairy would, right?
Of
With
course.
my wings.
Oh, yes.
They really do work, by the way. I fly, and it's great because I'm singing Slice of Heaven. I'm coming from the heavens, but the best part of it all is I'm up there while the first act is happening, and I get to look at the entire audience and. There's a lot of cleavage I see on a regular basis from way up there.
That's good news.
And but it's interesting because I get to feel the vibe of the audience and see okay, this guy's gonna bite my glove off. I'm gonna motorboat that guy, and
we'll find out what motorboating is.
That's what I'm planning up there while I'm up there. Yes.
Motorboating? Anyway,
technical term.
Finish the story and then we'll go back to motorboating.
We can just talk about motorboating.
Is it sexual torture?
Definitely.
What is
for some? If I get a gay guy, maybe it would be sexual.
Am I the only one who doesn't know what motorboating?
Motorboating, you.
Oh! I see. I got it. Okay, I'm so.
It's part of the choreography. I swear.
Okay, so you kind of spec out the audience as you're coming down. You get a feel for who you're going to go get.
Yes.
Have you ever had anyone not want you to come and do your thing and play with them?
No.
Should I rephrase that question? Play off of them?
No.
You know what I mean.
People are usually, if you're sitting in the front row, you're literally, the stage at Absinthe is this far away from the front row.
Right.
And at some point, there have been people who put their foot on the stage. And the host of the show, the Gazillionaire, he's insane. And he will take your foot and take your shoe off and make out with your toes or something disgusting. But
ew, yay!
So I advise you not to put your feet on the stage.
Wow.
But yes, you're very close to the stage. And if you're in the front row, you're part of the show. I mean, the whole audience at Absinthe is part of the show, really.
Right.
And you're not safe anywhere that you sit there. But everybody has been great. I mean, I've had a couple of guys where they maybe don't speak English, so they don't know I'm telling them bite my glove, so I'm shoving my finger in his mouth. I'm making this biting face, and they get it eventually.
Mom is so proud, I'm sure.
She was.
I'll bet. Okay, so the show Absinthe is, wow, I don't know how to describe it. All I know is I loved it, and I did request a seat in the back because I heard, I was like, she's not going to put me in the show. And I loved it. It was so bizarre and crazy. And it's kind of like Cirque meets Burlesque meets vaudeville, right?
It's like Cirque on crack in a good way.
That's what I meant, yeah.
If you can be on crack in a good way, I don't know. But it's definitely wild. There's danger, there's boobies, there's excitement, there's vulgarity from the hosts. And then there's beautiful, beautiful, talented acts, acrobats, and I'm so proud to be a part of this show. It's really amazing.
That's what blew me away was there was a lot of, I can't believe the language that went on. And listen, I'm a truck driver from way back. It's not, but man, it was like, it became where I was desensitized after a while. There was some stuff. And then there's
keep it interesting.
Yeah, they keep it interesting. So the gazillionaire
Yes.
is a big character in the show.
Yes, he is
the MC.
the producer of the show, the MC of the show, him and his sidekick, Penny. And sometimes I feel Penny is way more foul than the gazillionaire. Her innocent little face, don't let her fool you at all.
Penny Piggins?
Penny Pibbits.
Pibbits.
Penny Pibbits. And,
Good research I did, isn't it?
Pibbits? Pibbits.
And she
Pibbits.
does kind of a tribute to you in the show, in a way, with the...
Well, in the show, she doesn't. She does this one act of hers is a sock puppet routine, and it sounds innocent, right? Penny Pibbits, sock puppets. No, it's so naughty and wrong that the audience, the best part of that is watching the audience's reaction, because I still, to this day, the show is piped into the dressing room, so we hear what's going on, and every day is different. They're working on improv, they're working off the audience, so every show is different. Every night, I'm like, I can't believe they just said that, and that we're getting away with this on a regular basis.
So it's not scripted, it's...
I'm sure there's a bit of a skeleton,
right.
yeah, but for the most part, it's definitely how the audience is and what's going on in the audience, and thank goodness for them, because they're keeping it fresh, and
it's crazy.
It's so crazy.
It was nuts. And I looked around the room to see, because I thought, I'm being shocked, and there were people even older than me, believe it or not, Melody.
Yeah. Oh.
And they were like laughing hysterical. They were doing the same thing. We're all going, oh my God, oh my God. The language was just horrendously and funny, but funny. You got to go see the show. Then you are this light in the show, and you do your thing. Now, you're not just doing the burlesque thing. This is your song.
Yes, they're my songs.
They're
I
all
sing.
your songs.
The finale song that I sing is my cover of an old Peggy Lee song, one of my all-time favorite singers. And but I'm honored to be able to sing my own songs in a Las Vegas production, especially this one, and it's great.
So the first song you do,
yes,
Slice of Heaven.
yes,
I love this song.
Thank you.
I love it. Now slice could be pizza. Slice could be, right? It could be apple pie. What were you thinking when you said a slice of heaven?
Well, use your imagination. A slice of heaven. I actually wrote that song. It's the first song I ever wrote to take my clothes off to.
Wow.
And
yes.
So that's exciting that I'm still singing it and still taking my clothes off to it. And it's the first music video in burlesque history ever to have been written and produced and directed by a burlesque performer. So that's very exciting for me.
That's pretty darn impressive. Now, when you say it's the first song you wrote to take your clothes off to, means you weren't really doing burlesque before that.
No.
So it all happened at once.
Yeah, before that I was in a band called Goodfinger.
Whoa, hey.
Hey.
It's about the telephone book. It's a tribute to the telephone book. Go on.
It definitely wasn't burlesque. It was more rock and roll, I think more like Blondie-esque sounds. But the band ended up breaking up because my bass player found out his real father was Roger Daltrey of The Who. So that was pretty exciting and very cool story. So he went back to England and I guess reunited with him. And we moved on. A friend of mine was like, do you want to be in my burlesque show? And I was like, okay, as long as I can write a song. As long as I can keep singing was my whole point. And
the basis of the decision for you.
And then I never imagined in a gazillion years, do you like that?
Yeah, I love that.
That I would still be doing burlesque and still be singing and doing this, and it's wonderful.
How did they find you for the show? I mean, you had a career going. You had your
I had my own show, and I had my own show in New York for about 2 years, a weekly show.
What kind of show?
It was a burlesque show I hosted with my band, the Candy Shop Boys, who are still rocking New York City to this day, which is great. But actually, Absinthe found me through a club that I used to perform at called The Box in New York City.
Okay.
And the producer of Absinthe saw me there, so I came to audition for Absinthe, and this is funny because I thought, all right, well, they saw me do burlesque, so they want me to do burlesque. Right. So I'm in waiting room with all the other singers. And they're doing vocal acrobatics, you know, and I'm putting pasties on and glitter. And I'm looking around, I'm like, why aren't any of these girls putting pasties on it, you know? And I'm like, oh, well, this is what I have, so I'm going to go with it. And so I'm so thankful that I did. And
so they thought that you were doing a singing audition, or what?
Yeah, they were just auditioning for singers, but because they found me doing burlesque, I automatically assumed they were looking for what I did.
That's awesome.
And so I did it, and I was like, piled on the glitter. All the girls were looking at me like, what is she doing, you know?
And so you really created this role for the show. I mean, they didn't cast the part to be what you're doing. They cast you.
They
darn
got me.
Impressive.
That's what they get.
Yeah, and so you made a deal where you said, I will do my songs, or they just were thrilled about once they saw all that you had to offer?
I definitely wanted to be in a production where I kept doing what I love and my songs and continued to create, and you know, I wasn't hired to be an actress in the show, so and that wasn't what I was looking for at the time. And especially because I realized as time was going on that I kept writing all these different songs to do all these different burlesque acts to, and I realized, well, I got to do an album. I must put them all together and do an album. And then, you know, I realized if I were to go into a production where I'm not doing my own songs, I'm singing someone else's, you know, that definitely will diminish my chances of putting out my own album and continuing to create new music. And
So are we talking about the same album that you just...
Yes.
That you had a big CD release party that was like, it was a show in itself, right?
Yes.
Tell us about the party and the CD.
The CD is called Burlesque in the Black, and I called it that because all of these years I've been doing burlesque. It's been way underground, a little more edgy, a little darker, and also in the black means making a profit, and you know, we all hope to do that. And I had been doing burlesque solely as my career for the last about 5 years, and so that's why I called it Burlesque in the Black. And the CD release event was an amazing success. I'm very excited about it. I had the entire cast, all the boys from Absinthe, all the yummy boys from Absinthe painted up. I love my job. Yes, I had them painted like, if you ever saw that movie 300, how they really chiseled them, and not that they need to be chiseled.
Well, they just accentuated
their 10 packs and had them as kind of gladiators coming in, and
were there clothes involved at all, or were they all
not
painted?
too many?
Even
they had like little gladiator skirts or
even
underwear.
On their slice of heaven, was that covered in anything?
Well,
anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, I felt like I was talking about the barbecue again. I'm so weird. Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Okay.
And we're going to go back to the party after this, but we've got a live chat question.
All right.
And it could have something to do with the chiseled stomachs. Who is it, Scott, and what do they want to know?
Yes, my mic is on. Thank you. Kat wants to know what interested Melody in burlesque in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, you said your friend asked you, so it sounds like, but had you been interested in it before?
Well, a little bit. I was kind of introduced to it by a really close friend of mine, and she goes by the name Miss Tickle.
Ooh.
And her brain, she's phenomenal. I want to lick her brain sometimes. She's so inspiring and creative. A burlesque performer, lick her brain.
I'm picturing the brain and the licking. But
go
go on.
Very strange.
Go on. She's brilliant.
But, you know, at one point in New York City, we were go-go dancing. And I was bored with it. And I'm like, you know, let's do some costumes. And so we kind of started doing these costumes, like we did this ZZ Top tribute.
Like we've never seen before.
I can't believe I'm saying this right now.
Yeah.
A ZZ Top tribute where we came out with the jackets and the spinning guitars, and then when we took our jackets off, you realized we had these huge beards and we had these hairy and anyway, so that's kind of where it came from. But the fact that what really got me going was, wow, I get to not only write music, but I get to create costumes. I get to create characters and different acts, and from the concept, from the ground up. And then the other thing that really pulled me in was the fact that because I can do all this, I can work with all kinds of different musicians.
Right.
If I have a country song, I can work with country musicians, and I didn't have to pigeonhole myself into, a certain box,
right,
so to speak. So that was what enticed me most.
That's what got you started in burlesque. Did you study some of the burlesque stars from the past?
At first, I did not.
No.
At first, I had no idea that there was a burlesque past.
Wow.
And didn't...
Youth. Go on.
But now I do, and it's very inspiring to see these women, especially in this time, just getting out there and not apologizing for what they're doing, and having the balls, really, to get up there and shake their shimmy and entertain. And it was amazing.
There's a lady in town that I don't know if you've met her. Have you heard of Tempest Storm?
Yes, I love her.
She's one of the biggest, most famous burlesque stars.
Her hair is just
red,
fierce,
flaming
on
red
fire.
hair.
Yeah,
and I don't know how old she is, but she still looks
timeless.
Yes, and there's an art to burlesque. My friend Jerry brought this. Sometimes people confuse what burlesque, the difference between burlesque and stripping. And do you have that for us to kind of, because it's not like just taking your clothes off.
No, I mean, and burlesque has many different definitions to it, but right now the most popular is the stripping, but there's a story being told, or there's humor in it, and there's some kind of play with it's a human body. Don't be afraid of it.
That's what Scott always says.
Which is why I dress in the dark.
A lot of people don't know exactly what burlesque is, and it's a very vague term. And back in the day, burlesque actually referred to more of the variety type
and the
shows.
comedy too.
Yeah, and the comedy, stand-up comedian was in the show. At the end, they had their striptease, their Tempest Storm, or their Dixie Evans.
And they wouldn't get all the way naked, right?
No, and actually back then, they weren't allowed to go down to pasties like we do now. They actually made these sheer, you can still see, but you couldn't see. And back then it was scandalous,
Scandalous.
So
and by the way, this lady looks absolutely gorgeous naked, and it was at the show, so don't get any idea. we have another live chat question, Scott.
That last comment kind of screwed me up a little bit. Hold on.
That's what I'm here for.
That's okay. Yes. The question is, how do you sustain your energy to do 10 shows a week?
Good question. That's a lot of shows.
I just love it. I love it. I love the show that I'm in. It changes every night, so every night it's different. Even for me, even though I'm singing the same songs every night, because I have audience interaction, it changes for me every night.
Right.
And I think that's what keeps me going, and I'm very lucky to be doing what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, and even I could be having the worst day, but then when I get up in my perch in the sky, I'm like, life is good.
It's
life is awesome, and
you get the energy. It's like
the audience gives you that energy.
It's like a magic potion.
It's great.
Yeah,
just like this.
Like this honey jack that is supplied to us by Scott Whitney every week. We have another live chat question?
Yeah, the chat's real busy tonight.
All right.
Can't figure out why.
Yeah, I'm sure it's me.
Yeah. Somebody named Mama Sweets 329. We think this might be your mother.
Mama Sweets?
Yeah, how did it feel to be in Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue?
I think this is my mom. That's amazing.
It has to be your mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mama Sweets.
Hi, Mama Sweets.
We love you, baby girl.
How did it feel? It feels awesome to be in Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. I, of course, was very shy in... I get shy in front of a camera. And so I was like, oh my God, they're going to be taking photos, and I'm going to be with swimsuit models.
Right.
And you look at these magazines, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't. But I did. And Angel Perino, who is in our show as well, she's the bubble girl, is also in the ad.
Fabulous
and
too.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was very exciting. And I, of course, rushed to the store, and I'm like, where am I? Oh my God, I hope it's okay.
Well, now, that's not the only magazine. There was another, it's not Playboy, but it's you had a 2-page spread.
Oh, baby. That was an
And you
older
said, pardon the pun.
that was Penthouse Forum.
Whoa, hey!
And I just want to say I had no idea what the magazine was before I went and bought it and saw my 2-page spread.
Wait, but
No
it was
pun
an
intended.
article, though. It was.
There was,
It about the article.
And I have to defend myself. I had
Yes.
full clothes on.
Yes.
So it was very
Fully
strange
clothed.
flipping through the pages. I was like, oh my God. I think that's why they coined me Tease Queen, because I wouldn't show anything. But yes, there was a 2-page spread in that magazine.
That's just fun to say, isn't
Yeah.
it? Now, I know we have another live chat question, but I had a question. I think I just forgot it. Did I drink anything before the show?
Do you want to drink something now?
Oh, I just remembered. You know Kenny in a way, Kenny Davidson, through a mutual friend, Mike. What's Mike's last name? It's
Mike Benigno.
Benigno. So
Ma l'italiano paisano.
now he was a friend of yours and a roommate, and he came to our open mic on Monday night at the Bootlegger.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
I was saying how that was the night you got sick and you couldn't come.
Yes.
So I mentioned your name and told him you'd be back, and he said that was my roommate.
Yes.
And I was there when she created
Yes,
Melody
he was.
Sweets, right?
Yes.
When you created
Yes.
your persona.
We lived in the East Village on 10th and A, and in this little rinky-dinky East Village apartment.
2 artists.
And, and I
Struggling
watched
artist.
him grow as well, and he's a phenomenal drummer. Las Vegas, pay attention. I'm glad he's here in Vegas, and it's such a small world that you,
Very small
that
world.
you know him.
Well,
Yeah.
Kenny's from New York,
Yeah.
and you lived in New York for forever?
Since 99.
99.
Yes, 99 until I came here 2 years ago with Absinthe. 2 years.
2
Yeah,
years,
Las
and
Vegas. It's
hopefully
amazing.
you'll stay longer. We have another
hope to
live
stay
chat
longer.
question.
Yeah, first of all,
Melody?
I think your mom had heard the Penthouse story for the first time
Oh,
tonight.
no. Oh, my God. Mom, I'm sorry.
Well
I'm
played.
sorry. It
Well
was in
played.
my research. I shouldn't have brought it up.
It's good to make moms proud, isn't it?
But she didn't do anything in
and
the magazine, Mom.
Spider wants to know, is it true that the cast of Absinthe drinks absinthe before the show?
Of course it's true.
Of course it's true.
All those acrobats, they wouldn't fly so high, if you know what I mean.
Now, is your friend who's in the audience, is he part of the show? Is he one of the acrobats? I
in
won't
this
put him
au-
on the spot
Yes,
right
he
now.
is. He is one of the
see him in
acrobats.
That, and they walk on the high wire?
No,
and
no,
it-
no.
What
The
does
high
he
wire
do?
is pretty phenomenal. Different. He is in the hand balancing duo called Duo Vector.
Boy,
And they
you are
defy
phenomenal.
gravity. I don't know how they do it, but
I can't even do this while I'm watching a movie.
yes, it's
It
insane.
hurts. They're
Yeah.
sideways, they're
And their
holding
bodies are just
together.
like. "Wah,"
Did he
and
do this
so-
stiff
We call
leg
him
gig?
Misha 10-pack because
did
he
that
literally
stiff leg
has
gig?
Misha?
10 packs.
Misha?
Misha.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Now I'm looking at you differently. You see. Thinking, why reach up for the cup when Misha can just...
Yeah.
Anyway, phenomenal show. That's what's great about the show is there's comedy, there's this kind of special act like Misha is
Yeah.
in, and the girl in the bubble you mentioned.
Yes, Angel.
Where, Scott, you'd love that. Melissa would love it as well. Your wife. She gets in the bubble.
She gets inside a bubble. She
Somehow.
tap dances topless inside a bubble, so her bubbles are bouncing
Yes.
with the bubble. And she's a very beautiful girl and friend of mine. And
She works
we're-
out.
She
we're
used to be she was on the Playboy thing, not Playboy, but she's friends of Holly Madison, right?
yeah, she was on Holly's World.
right.
And also there was a roller skating act that blew my mind. I was afraid they were going to just like spin.
I
and
can't
then-
watch that act.
It's pretty
I'm
darn amazing.
scared myself to see it. Like I could never sit in the front row. I would be like,
Yeah, I was thinking
And I
this will be
see
the
it every day.
night.
They're phenomenal. They spin at a
Unbelievable.
velocity that I don't understand how
And
that
the
happens.
stage is like this big that they're spinning in a circle. I mean,
And
just
he's
a
got her
little
by
bit.
her neck.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's, I don't, how do you decide in your life, I'm going to do that?
Yeah, I
I'm going to swing around by a thing choking me around the neck.
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't even want to go camping.
10
You know what I'm
shows
saying?
a week. Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's okay. Anyway,
I don't know.
You're amazing. Do we have any more live chat questions, Scott? Because I want to see if Melody Sweets will sing a
I would like
song.
to hear her sing.
I would love to
All
hear you sing.
right.
Will you sing for us today?
Yes. I will sing. This song is actually not on my album. It's called Fly Away. I hope for it to be on my next album. It's very different from what's on my album.
This is a song that you wrote.
It's a song that I wrote.
That's going to be on your next.
Yes, and it's a little more.
Hey, what was that?
Ballad.
Something in my eye? Okay, you're getting.
I want to get on the show once.
I got to tell you, Scott never comes out here like this.
I'm going to take a little sip of courage.
Of
really fast.
absinthe.
Good.
Absinthe. What night? You're dark on Monday nights at Absinthe?
Dark Mondays and Tuesdays.
Mondays and Tuesdays.
2 shows every night, every other day of the week.
Okay, you got to see Melody Sweets. And now a song with the Talktails Orchestra. The sultry Tease Queen. The Sirens.
Sometimes I see you. You're walking by my side, but I know I'm just dreaming. You're on my mind, accepted as a special gift, a picture frame of peacefulness. That day you said hello, how was I to know you meant goodbye? Fly away, baby, yeah. You're my angel. Sometimes I wonder, sometimes I cry, but you know I miss you. But I know you're alright, you're alright, accepted as special gift. Picture frame of peacefulness. That day you said hello, how was I to know you meant goodbye? Fly away, baby, yeah. You're my angel. Fly away, baby, yeah. You're my angel, baby. You're my forever angel.
Woo! So pretty.
Fly away, I'll meet you there on another day. And I can't wait, no I can't, till we fly away.
Ooh, so beautiful. Melody Sweets.
Yeah.
Melody Sweets and Kenny Davidson, our Talktails Orchestra. What a great guest. Melody Sweets, thank you for being here. We're gonna, don't forget to follow her on Twitter, on your website, melodysweets.com. Look for her CD. We can get your CD on your website, right?
Yes, you can get my CD on my website, of course, on iTunes and
all of that
everywhere.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you. You're just
Thank you
you're
so
just a
much for having
beautiful, phenomenal entertainer. You were born to be on stage.
Thank you
for
very
being
much.
our guest.
All right, thank you.
Bye, Mom. I'm gonna see you next